Welcome to Honest Feedback, a podcast here for you. We are here offering advice on alternative perspectives for whatever is on your heart and mind.
I'm Lisset King, and I'm an emotional ninja. I help leaders release baggage and heal unresolved trauma so they can live and love their life of purpose.
I'm Goddess Brittney King, and I'm a pleasure priestess. I help women connect to their deepest truths, their sensuality, their sexuality, and hold the sacred union of both. Welcome back to another episode of Honest Feedback. I feel great being here and am very excited to answer this question. I just want to shout out the person who sent us this message. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous, because this is something that can be really vulnerable to even admit to yourself.
Yes.
You hear it in the whispers, but it's, can my relationship survive personal growth? Have you had relationships survive or not?
Yeah, I've actually been on the side of this quite often, where I was with someone and I kept growing and it started to really make them uncomfortable, you know? And the thing is I'm so committed to my growth. So I wasn't going to go backwards. I've had it with friends, like best friends.
Yeah.
I lost some really near and dear best friends because I decided to grow and my growth was just like, it was too much. Yeah.
It can be a space that brings up a lot of fears to navigate. So we are going to answer this question as honestly and compassionately as we can, and just holding the space for those who are navigating this space because it's fucking real.
Yeah.
It's fucking real. You
really
decide to
challenging.
choose into growth. You chose into growth because you wanted things to be different.
Yeah.
And now things get to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, all right. They texted it. Did you know you can text?
You can text us.
I'm scared to take risks and make changes, even though I need to. How can I overcome this fear? I feel the changes I need to make won't be supported by my husband. What do I do? And the deeper truth is, I don't know if who I'm becoming is someone who can stay in this relationship.
You are speaking something that I've helped people through. It's so much more common than you expect. You know, something that I really like, I come out very strong with my clients is when you're going to do this deep work, this work of releasing your baggage, this work of change, transformational change, what you got to realize is that the life that you're in is the life that baggage built. And when you change, when you're going through your change, there's a bit of a butterfly effect, right? So you're walking around being a caterpillar and you think life is just being a caterpillar and crawling around and eating leaves. And then, you know, you go through the process of change, of transformation. You go into the chrysalis and your old world dies inside. And there's this whole goo as it's retransforming and you come out the other side and you're a beautiful butterfly. But the people around you are still caterpillars. And it is hard to speak butterfly to caterpillars. And so it's just it causes such a rift, can cause such a rift. And I tell my clients, I'm like, I'm not attached to your end result. If your relationship makes this or your relationship doesn't make it or your job survives or your job doesn't survive, my commitment is to you growing to the version you're supposed to become.
The version that people sit and say, I want this.
I want that. They say they want it, but they realize there's a death of the old life.
A death of the old life. So I feel like when we think about like, how can I overcome this fear? I fear that this change won't be supported by my husband. So when we're in partnership, it is it's an initiation like no other. You know, I feel this way about entrepreneurship. I mean, these all are initiations in these different ways. And when you choose into a marriage, that is an initiation. And that is a space of partnership. If you want it to be a space of partnership. I feel like even now people are like, that's my partner. That's my partner. And it was like, but are they though? Is that person your teammate? Does that person have not just their best interest, but your best interest at heart? And something that is really special, I feel like, about our relationship is that we have chosen into supporting each other's growth.
Yeah. It's in our vows.
Yeah, it's in our vows. I remember seeing this couple. I heard about them on a podcast, but they said in their vows that we are committed to each other's growth. And I was just like, that is going in my vows. Like,
yes.
They were committed to each other's growth, and we are both committed to each other's bliss and supporting each other in that bliss. And that is not the vows that everyone chooses to make to each other. So my first question to you is, what kind of marriage do you have? What kind of marriage do you have? Is it a marriage where one person dictates to another? Is it a marriage where, hey, we're on the same team and we really live in that place of how can we do something together? What kind of relationship do you guys currently have? And what kind of marriage do you want? What is it that you are desiring from your marriage?
Yeah. Yeah. And I really just want to say, let's give your husband the benefit of the doubt. It's so possible that your husband wants to support the change and you're just so afraid of sharing where you want your life to go. But when the love is real and the love is strong, you guys will go. I guarantee you've been through things together. It's possible for you to survive this together and to grow together. It's possible to invite him into this change with you and just acknowledging what is not working. It's not working for me. I don't believe it's working for us, if that's your truth. And then just inviting, are you open to stepping into a new life with me? Because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, sometimes we're afraid to share with someone something that feels very vulnerable for fear of rejection. And like, absolutely, completely valid. And what we want is on the other side of that conversation. We get to know where the other person lands. And sometimes people are like, hey, this is just brand new information. And I just need a moment to understand it and be with it. And so oftentimes we go, this is how someone showed up in the past, so I'm going to project that onto their future. And what we're inviting into the space is, can you allow the past to just stay over there and give this person in front of you the opportunity to show up today with who they are today? Because in the growth work, when you're someone who's growing, you're experiencing changes and you're asking people to see you differently based on who you are today. So can you extend that same courtesy to this person you're in a relationship with?
Yeah, absolutely. This person has an opportunity to show up differently in love and light and love you in all of your versions. What could be happening is a fear of, well, if I change, will they still love me? You know, and I want to say yes. I want to say that this person will still love you through your change.
And I just want to just to get a little bit into the details, someone can love you and your change and it not be where they want to go.
Yes.
So you could be wanting to have this expansion and this change, and it doesn't necessarily mean I don't love you. It might be that star that you're trying to get to is actually not the star that I want to go to. And understanding that can just, for me, it just gives me like a whole it's not this I reject you and who you are in your soul, but just opens the space of, maybe we have different values and different desires for what we want our life to be. And that just might be what is.
Yeah. I just recently saw a talk on values. And this man said, 100% of divorces are caused by a misalignment of values.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a bold statement.
Uh-huh.
And essentially what he was saying, if your values are not aligned, what you truly love in life and where you're going and what matters to you is not in alignment, then divorce, that's where it comes from. It's over 50% now. Like the numbers are worse than ever. So I like to think, it's not that I like to think, it's the truth is most people are in the wrong relationship.
Ooh, say it again. Slow it down.
Most people are in the wrong relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing, it doesn't mean that the person is wrong in their own right. I did not, marry my boyfriend in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because that was the wrong relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have foster partners, they're just loving us until we get to our forever home. And and that's okay. We honor and we love all of them along the way. And then we marry someone and we're like, no, but this is my forever person. And we go through evolutions. We grow, we expand, we become different versions of ourselves. One of the things I love about Brittney is because I know I married a bunch of people. I know her transformation. Who she is today is not who she's going to be in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years. And I'm excited to grow into that expansion with her and love her through it. And also it is okay if when you wake up and you realize this is the life that baggage built, that you have to change your environment. The biggest thing I see, and I've witnessed in other people, is the reason why a change doesn't stay is because they're unwilling to leave the environment that causes their stagnation, their smallness. And if you're like, I want change, but I don't want to rearrange any of the furniture.
Yeah.
I want change, but I want to grip everything that I have and just give me more money and give me great love, but I want it with this person. Mm-hmm. But I want it with this job. And it's just like, no, to have what you've never had, you've got to, there's a releasing. Mm-hmm. There's a surrender. There is a letting go to receive something new.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the first thing that really is important is you have to be honest with yourself first. Mm-hmm. Brutally honest about what it is that you want and where it is that you want to go. Mm-hmm. And then bring that honesty to your partner.
Yes.
Bring that honesty to your partner. Then hold space for your partner to meet you in that growth. Mm-hmm. Like Lisette shared, you can invite them into this growth with you, and we can't make anybody grow. So holding that space that it literally is a yes or no that they get to choose for themselves and not making their choice about us of if they didn't choose the growth, it's because they didn't love me enough. Mm-hmm. Letting them make the choice about what they're choosing into for their own life. And then you need to decide if this is something you wish to continue to be in. Are my needs getting met? Do we want to go where we want to go together? And to your point that a lot of people are in the wrong relationship, when we are in the relationships that baggage has built, and then we grow and we've let go of baggage and we desire something new, it may be that new thing is a new relationship. And that new relationship might be with that same person, or it might be with someone new. Mm-hmm. Like you shared, we get to know different versions of ourselves, and we have committed to continuing to meet each new version of ourselves and create a new relationship. Yeah. So the way we interacted when we were dating is just not the way we interact anymore. Yes. Just a little preview. We're going to be talking about this a lot next year because we are building something very, very special about relationships and about partnerships, because people will say, I want this kind of partnership, and they're not with the people who you can create that kind of partnership with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The risk you take in sharing your truth is that your partner may not support where you want to go. Mm-hmm. And if they don't want to support where you want to go, or the change is too scary for them, there's a question you need to ask yourself is what's the cost of it staying the same? what's the cost of staying here, just having this be the status quo? I like to ask my clients, if nothing changed in 1 year or 10 years, would you be okay with that?
And sit in that. If nothing changed for 10 years, would you be okay with it? And this is a place to get brutally honest with yourself. And I just appeal just to lovingly hold up the mirror. You said, I don't know if I can stay in this relationship. I think it is that you do know. You do know whether or not you can stay in this relationship. And we say, I don't know, when we're scared of what the answer really is.
Yeah.
I had a therapist take away the words, I don't know, for me for like an entire year, because I would say that for everything. I would say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And it was my way of kind of like almost like self-deprecating humor. Let me say what I think, but let's put it in a joke. Let me put I don't know, so that way I don't really know. But I would invite you, like, do you know? Most times we know our answers. It's we don't want to take action because we don't like the answer we got.
Yeah. Or we're afraid to take action. We're afraid of where that action will lead.
Yes.
Yeah. It is, what I don't want to deny is it is scary to create a new life, especially when your finances are intertwined or there's children involved. I'm not even going to pretend to think that that is easy in any way. And there are so many children that are products of divorce. Brittney is a product of divorce. Were you or were you not happy that your parents got
Oh my God, we used to pray. One time we actually got in trouble because my dad caught us on bended knee praying to the moon for them to please get a divorce. As children, we was just like, you can feel the frequency. These people aren't happy.
They're miserable. I love my mother. I love my father, and they're miserable. I don't want this.
I don't want this.
And remember that you're modeling that to them.
Yes.
You know, like to be the example of someone who's willing to go after and believe in change and make a difference. That says a lot about you.
We don't want to minimize how challenging it can be to make these changes, but we do want to emphasize the gifts and the rewards and the beauty and the magic that does happen when you are on the other side. This is a perfect time for us to talk about our sponsor for this week's episode of Honest Feedback, Lisset King.
This week, I want to invite you to do a breakthrough session with me. And what is a breakthrough session? It is uncovering the blocks inside that are keeping you from living your most powerful, delicious life. You know, we're talking about relationships today. I cannot tell you how many clients I have supported in a relationship breakthrough where it was their baggage, their filters that were creating these miserable relationships in their lives. And I have to say, one of my favorite moments was 1 week. In the span of 1 week, 2 of my clients sent me pictures of them and their partner and wearing engagement rings. And I was blown away. I was just like, wow, this work, there is no end to what's possible with the work that we do here. They met those people after working with me. And to be someone who gets to support people and having their most delicious love, it's actually my favorite breakthrough, if I have to be completely honest. Because, like I said before, most people are not in the right relationship. My mission and Brittney's mission in life is to be a model of what's possible and to invite people to have the best possible fucking relationship they can have in this life. So if you're interested in having a breakthrough with me, just hit the link below, set up a call. When we decide to work with each other, I will give you $300 off for coming through the podcast.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Such an honor, such a privilege. And relationship breakthroughs are powerful because it extends just even past your romantic relationship. Everything is a relationship.
Yes.
Everything is a relationship. And when you get to what's there, magic and miracles.
Yeah. Yeah. You treat your body like the Ferrari that it is.
Oh, yes.
You're like, only the best may enter this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So I'm excited to get you in my seat.
Beautiful.
we're back. So was there anything you wanted to say also to this caller?
Yeah. So something that's really spectacular that happens, and I'm going to get a little geeky and a little bit quantum physics. Frequency. You can look this up or have ChatGPT explain it to you, but just to truncate it for this time, go with me. We live in an environment, in a world that is based on frequency and energy. Everything is emitting a frequency. And when you do growth work, you change your vibration, you change your frequency.
Yes.
And sometimes oftentimes the life around you was vibrating at a different frequency and you feel that misalignment. So something that I've seen often is, say you did some work on money and your mindset and you are in the space of prosperity is everywhere. But your partner is still vibrating with scarcity.
Yeah.
And that's where you used to be. It can be quite uncomfortable to be in that frequency with them because you're holding on to your new nugget of, I think everything is prosperous, and they're holding on to scarcity. And we're not making people's maps of the world wrong. It's just, do these maps go together anymore? Are these maps headed to the same place? Because now we're having a different conversation, like the butterfly and the caterpillar. We're having a different experience of things, and the way we are showing up to situations is different, and it may not be in a way that is the most harmonious.
Yeah. Oh gosh. You know, it's one of the things that I love about Brittney and I is we are always growing and expanding on each other. Like she's got a coach. We're doing it. We're surprise, we're doing a seminar here in a couple weeks. And I know that she's going to be on the level to serve breakthrough sessions with me, which is something we're really excited to be able to serve that together. And when she's got that under her belt and she's going meta with it, the expansion that's going to be allowed and welcomed in for me to step into as she steps up. So we're constantly going lock and step of like, wow, that growth is powerful and it is challenging me. I am challenged because you just 10x'd. So I too need to 10x. And it is not always comfortable, but it is always worth it.
And it's an invitation to invite your partner to step up. We're not calling people out. We're inviting people to step up. And our relationship, like, it has allowed a lot of people to step up. Our dear friend Libby wrote a poem in honor of us for our wedding called Raising the Bar, where she talked about our frequency of our relationship, raising the bar for relationships and reminding other people that they can fucking raise the bar. And so if you feel like maybe I don't have any examples of these other relationships where the people are growing together and they have, like, you wrote into some.
Yeah.
We are people who are here and we are doing the work, and people who have existed in our field have chosen to leave romantic partnerships because they saw a relationship and they saw what was possible. And they're like, wait, it's possible for me to have my dreams and be supported in a partnership that also is going towards this dream? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It is absolutely possible. That is something that you can have and you can experience. We have to choose into it. And we need to be bold enough. We need to be honest with ourselves enough to say, this is what the fuck I want. I want this. I want a partner who is open to growing with me.
Yes.
I'm willing to do what it takes to be in that kind of relationship.
Amen. Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for being my growth partner. And yeah, there were many before who my growth had made them uncomfortable. You know, and there once was a time when someone was growing out of me and it made me uncomfortable. And I just love that you always meet me there. I feel really blessed for that.
I feel really blessed too, and honored that we have chosen into this kind of dynamic partnership. Some might call it divine partnership, but we support each other in being our best and growing and in following our bliss, no matter where it leads each of us. And something I feel that's really important is that we have thought of our partnership as the whole is bigger than the sum of its parts. and we get to create something together that's bigger than both of us. And the fact that we've both chosen into that to support each other in that is just every day. I'm so fucking grateful that I did not settle. There were so many times I could have, and I'm so happy that the wise one inside was like, bitch, put that down. Don't settle.
Yes.
Don't settle. Greatness is available. Greatness is available. So I just want to say thank you so much for writing in with this beautiful and vulnerable question. Your answers are inside, and we are here to support you in terms of releasing baggage, taking action, connecting to your truth, and just loving you fiercely and reminding you this greatness that you see here, it's in you.
Yes. And I send you and your husband so much love on your path. You each have your own individual path, and we honor everyone's journey exactly where it is. And I hope you find your answer within.
Yes.
And
if you have a question, this would be an amazing time. You can message us 971-895-4111. Leave a voicemail. You can text us. You can DM us on Instagram at Honest Feedback Podcast. We are here to serve. So come at us with your deep questions, because I mean, you get to get us on the line, on your question, here for it.
Yeah. And until we meet again, be honest with each other
and yourself.